What's up? I'm Angel Dante, and this is Rebellious Gentlemen. So, today I'm sipping on a little Kokori Japanese whiskey, smoking on other Drew Estates factory smokes, and I just want to talk about how to cut a cigar. There's a lot of controversy as to which one's the best, what's the best way to do it. Again, the best way is however you like it. Try each way and find out what works for you. But there's three most common ways to do it. You have the way I started, which was with a hole punch. Get a small little pill-shaped keychain like this is usually what you'll see. They have them on the ends of lighters a lot now too. It just comes with a little circle blade that you'll take. You just press into the bottom of the cigar, and you'll cut yourself out a little hole and allow you to smoke through. It's very easy, clean. These are very portable. So this is how I used to smoke almost all my cigars when I first started. Now, my very first cigar, I got a little carried away. I'd seen too many movies, and I tried to bite the tip off. It's not a good idea. Don't try that. One of the next most common ways is the straight cut. So you get a guillotine cutter like this. There's some other fancier ones, real nice. A lot of different styles of the guillotine cutter. I do suggest going with a double blade typically, because a single blade sometimes won't cut very well. But any nice quality double blade guillotine usually works well. And with these, you typically just want to just cut off the cap at the end of the cigar. So if you look at the end of the cigar, you'll see just a small cap that is at the very end. And if you just put just that in and snip it off, you get a nice even cut, which is actually how I cut this one today. So if you can just see, it's just a small, nice even cut. Gives you a nice draw on the cigar. And that's probably the most common way that you see typically. It's what you see most people who are cutting their cigars do. I myself lean more towards a V cutter typically, just depending on the cigar. I try to be careful when it comes to any cigars with a shallower cap. Like these ones tend to have kind of a shallow cap on them, and I don't like cutting too deep with the V cutter because the deep V's will sometimes cause it to unravel or damage the ends a little bit. So I'll go with a straight cut with those or a hole punch. But most cigars that I smoke now, I usually use a V cutter. A V cutter is usually something like this. They're kind of fun to play with. Just boom, pops out. Stick your cigar in there. Just push down and it cuts a nice little V shape into the end of it. And I like that because it tends to give me the best draw on a lot of the cigars. It gives you a nice heavy smoke production. And again, it just depends on which cigar I'm smoking, which method I'll go with. And also, like I said, the portability of the hole punches is just so convenient. And like I said, I have a few lighters that also have them right on the end. So it makes it real simple. No problem. You just bring it with you, bring the lighter with you, and you don't even have to worry about bringing an extra cutter. So if I just want something simple, I'll just use the hole punch. Again, that's how I started smoking cigars for many years. I would only hole punch. And then partially because I was guillotine cutting wrong. I was cutting way too deep. You don't want to cut half the cigar off with the guillotine because if you come in and come way down here and snip it off, you're going to unravel your cigar, and it's going to be a terrible experience. So it's very important that you're careful when you're cutting and you learn how to properly cut them so you don't cut too deep. But the biggest thing is just try to stay within that cap. That little end cap is kind of your guideline. You'll see where that line is. If you stay within that very first little small cap on there, you usually get a nice cut and you have an enjoyable smoke. Again, there's different controversies as far as to which one's best, what works the best. But it's all in preference on how much draw you want or what's the most comfortable for you. Sometimes it comes down to preference of the style of the cutter. I think I tend to lean towards my V-Lock because I enjoy playing with the cutter. Again, it's whatever you want to do, whatever you like. Explore, get all of them. I have all of them. I have multiples of these. Just because I like cigars and I like cutters, so collect, try different ones. Ironically, a lot of the old school guys, the guys who roll tobacco, some of these guys out in Nicaragua who own the farms, they don't even use cutters. They just take their nail and peel the cap off and smoke away. So there's multiple ways to do it. Again, the most common you'll see is the guillotine cutter. Try them all. Choose for yourself. See what you prefer. Let me know in the comments what you think is the best and why. And we can talk about different brands of cutters maybe in the future. But again, you tell me. Let me know what you think. And till next time, salute.